Mega Man Legends would indeed lead to a sequel, Mega Man Legends 2. But between these two games was the even more under-the-radar spin-off prequel, The Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Taking place before the events of the original Mega Man Legends, you play as Tron Bonne, one of the main villains of the first game, in an effort to rescue her brothers Teasel and Bonne, who also reprised their roles from the first game. But of course, you can't have the Bonnes without the servebots, those adorable little yellow Lego men that wait on Tron hand and foot. They serve as Tron's helpers, assisting you throughout the game to collect refractors, drill holes in the wall, drive forklifts and cranes, or even collecting farm animals. I know, this is wacky as shit. So basically, Teasel is over his head in debt after taking out a huge loan from this megalomaniac named Loth, and he gets kidnapped as a result of not paying him back. So it's up to Tron and her trusty servbots to raise the cash owed and pay off the debt. The game resembles Legends, but plays quite different. While Legends was an open-world action RPG with a full-fledged story, Misadventures has a selection of missions that you can select in any order you want, kind of reminiscent of Mega Man Classic, save for the handful of unlockable missions that come later. And most of the missions are unique to each other in terms of gameplay. You've got the third-person run-and-gun style that is as close to Legends as anything else in the game, a first-person exploration-driven RPG, and a puzzle game, with several missions of each of these varieties. There is a story, but it's not really the focus. The plot only gets pushed forward every once in a while once you collected a certain amount of money. The cutscenes are also stripped down from the original Legends. Instead of the 3D graphic scenes from the original, animated stills are used for all dialogue sequences, kind of like an animated comic book. The gameplay graphics, though, are very much the same style as Legends, although there are no models of Tron or Teasel, because you're spending the majority of the game in the Gustav robot. In between missions, you coordinate the staff of 40 servbots, each of which have their own characteristics and abilities, although their special skills are often needing to be unlocked. This will come into play with certain items or weapons that need to be developed, and some of them are just there for funsies. Talking to these guys will reveal character traits that will hint you to the items that you should give them, but they also have attributes like their attack, speed, and brains, which will come into play when you pick your crew for the missions. The servbots also have ID numbers, but you can also name them to your liking to personalize the game a little bit more. The missions themselves aren't the most exciting stages to play in a video game of all time. It's certainly not as action-packed as the Mega Man games that came before it, but there's a nice variety between the missions to keep the game fresh, and there's just something about these servbots. They're fucking adorable, especially the mission when you're stealing pigs and cows from a farm. These guys are so happy to be collecting this livestock, it's hilarious. There's not a whole lot of depth to the story, but it is interesting to play on the side of the Bonnes, and the game's existence in general just proved that there were plans to make the Legends series a full-on franchise with lots of entries on the way for years to come. Why can't we have nice things? What the fuck? The game also kind of feels a little disjointed. It seems like they were targeting a young audience with the way that they over-explain things, and the cutesy music and graphics a lot of the time. It really just seems like it's gearing to a young audience, but some of these puzzles are really difficult to pull off for a young player, especially the later ones. But despite the identity crisis and the game feeling like it needs a little bit more to be desired, I think you have to go into it with the expectation that this was more or less what it was meant to be. A leaner game that feels like the side quest it pretty much was. And I may be Mandela affecting the shit out of this, but I distinctly remember this game being cheaper than most new games at the time upon release. Like, I think it was $30 or something, which was definitely worth it for what the game was. But if you weren't a fan of Legends, you're probably not going to have much interest in this one. So the game starts off with a cutscene of Teasel going on about their newly bought Gesellschaft, and tells Tron to wait for him as he heads out to mine for the treasure called Diana's Tear. You arrive in the Gustav only to find the map that Teasel spent a fortune on was apparently bullshit and he got ripped off. No wonder he's in debt. You're plopped into a brief intro stage, which is basically a tutorial of controlling the Gustav. Although you don't use it in every stage, it's a pretty sound foundation for the controls. Head this way, shoot down the Reaverbot, and use the beacon bomb in the hold in the rock, which sends the servbots in to search for items, in this case, Zenny, which is the currency in the game. Head down this way, grab the boulder, and bring it back a bit to a crack in the wall, which you can open up by chucking the boulder at it, which leads to more money. Continue on the path past where you picked up the boulder, throw these other boulders out of the way, kill the Reaverbots, and grab some more money in this hole behind the rock. Soon after, you'll reach the ruins, but before you can enter, this douchebag Glide shows up and fucking decapitates Bonne. Don't worry, he's a robot, this is repairable. Glide's come to collect the debt for his superior loath, and you end up in your first boss battle against him. It's a pretty simple fight. Keep your distance, shoot, and run off to the side when he dashes at you or fires his projectiles. Lather, rinse, repeat. There are also some rocks nearby you can pick up and toss at him for considerable damage. After taking him down, you'll get a cutscene where Glide comes in with a laser attack, and it cuts to Tron, who's lost contact with him. She heads out to the ruins to find the servbots, who explain to her that Teasel and Bonne have been captured to work off their debt. So this leads to Tron declaring her goal to round up the cash. So now you assume control of her, and you can wander around the different rooms of the Gesellschaft, or at least the ones you can enter. There are some other rooms you can't access yet that will become active by reaching certain goals. You start off in the main headquarters where you're able to save your game, talk to servbots, send scouts out between missions to recover items to sell, and it's also where you can start your missions. The lab lets you develop items and weapons. To start, you should conjure up some E-bottles, which increases your health. You can upgrade your refills to get more of an energy charge from here too. The storage room is where you can access all the random items that you found and sell them for some extra Zenny. The appraise option lets you in on how much you can pull in for the sale and what it can be used for otherwise, if at all. I mean, some of this is just a one-man's trash type of deal. The cafe is pretty much just a hangout spot, although there will be a training mode that we'll talk about a little bit later that takes place in here. And the meeting room is where you'll get a briefing before each mission, and you can make choices about which servbots come with you or what weapons to equip. Although you have to go to the mission option to make this happen. Going directly into the meeting room is just another hangout spot with the servbots. Then there's the gym, which lets you train your servbots. There's Training Course 1, which is a target shooting game that increases your attack status if you hit the minimum score in time. And Course 2 is the one I mentioned earlier that trains your brains in a memory game involving the servbots at the cafe lunch line rapidly firing off their orders. Interesting that you're serving the servbots here. These are fine little mini games that add some variety to the mix, but it gets pretty tedious to train all of your servbots, but you can increase their stats through missions too sometimes. Plus, you don't really need this, honestly. I don't even really pay a whole lot of mind to this, and am still able to beat the game well enough. It just makes things easier to beef up your bots. Although there are some that are more important, which I'll get to. Whether or not the others are necessary, or even worth it to begin with, is up to you. And then there are the non-pertinent things you can do with the servbots, special skills like paint the Gustav a different color or change the soundtrack, shit like that. I'm not going to get into all of that. It's cool and all, but not necessary. So a lot of the items found in this walkthrough will actually lead to nothing. Since the game is non-linear, I'm just going to go through each of the missions in numerical order. Again, this is all up to you. It may be worth beefing up your weaponry by going through the puzzle mission first and saving up some Zenny, but that's to be used at your discretion. It's not wholly needed. At first, you only have access to the first 4 missions, and each one has 3 levels, except for mission 4, it's 1 straight level, and it's the only one you can revisit after completion. Each of the 3 levels per mission increase in difficulty, but they do pay more Zenny after completion. You can access any of the missions that you want, but there are some spots you can't get by until you acquire certain weapons, but I'll get back to those later. The first mission is to rob a bank, and it's mostly a run-and-gun shooter where you terrorize people in the Gustav and steal their shit on your way to the main prize, the bank. Mission 2 is a puzzle game where you're stealing cargo. It's a puzzle game where you have to bring back the crates in a certain amount of steps. Mission 3 is an underground exploration maze where you send a device called the Finkel, which is basically a drone you maneuver in first person that triggers the servbots to do all the dirty work with the beacon bombs. The hazards and enemies are less frequent than the bank mission, and you won't be using the goose staff, but you do utilize the servbots, so you might want to train some of them up before this one. Mission 4 is a third-person run-and-gun, much like Mission 1 or the intro stage, and it takes place in the ruins Teasel was trying to access earlier. So, those are your options. I'm going to start with Mission 1, a good old-fashioned bank robbery. But the servbots, bless their hearts, fuck this all up and drop you off in front of the animal hospital instead of the bank, which is on the other side of town. Tron is pissed, but decides to rob the area while waiting for the pickup, which will take 3 minutes. Use beacon bombs to send the servbots into each of the buildings to steal the money inside, and then blow them up to get the money that's been hidden away deep enough for the servbots to not find them, I guess. It's funny that Tron and the gang are presented as anti-heroes in a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, they're still pirates that blow up a fucking animal hospital. You'll also get a Mega Man cameo when you loot one of the houses, as this servbot is more interested in watching some TV than taking Zenny. Your objective is to cause chaos. Blow up the houses, garbage cans, and phone booths for some extra cash. The police will show up, and then you have to ward them off with your gunpowder. And the servbots can tear the cars apart for parts when you use the beacon bombs on them. Just stay on the move, keep them at bay, and after the 3 minutes are up, the rookie detective Denise shows up late due to oversleeping, which Tron amazingly is able to deduce as the exact reason for her tardiness. And the boss fight begins. She'll drive around in circles, tossing bombs at you. Just lock in and spam attack her. Your shots should wipe out the bombs when they're on their way. You'll destroy the car, and she desperately runs around and tries to attack you on foot, still tossing bombs at you, but she can't move around as fast, so this part's even easier. When you finish her off, you take off with all the spoils, and the level is completed. On level 2, you try to hit the bank again, but these dopey freaking servbots bring you right back to the animal hospital all over again. And Tron is losing her shit over this, understandably, but how can you stay mad at a servbot for long? So this time Tron says, screw it, we're going to travel across town to the bank anyway, but you can stop to pick up some more goodies from the newly repaired houses and the animal hospital again. Although you don't have to. Head this way and keep your distance from the police that show up. Fire at them with your bullets and servbot dispatch. These flying ships will come at you from across the way. Target and blast them. Just be ready to dodge their attacks. Raid the comic book shop along the way, and you've got armored cars up ahead that continuously deploy policemen. So this is a place you can farm up some cash as long as your health meter can provide. When you cross this bridge, it'll collapse into the water. So send the servbots up here to drive this truck off and give you a boost up. Boy, these pirates are chaotic as hell. You got some more popos up ahead and some armored cars, one of which is blocking the road and will pull out in front of you if you try to go around. On top of that, you can't destroy this thing, but you can send the servbots in to keep it locked into place so you can slip by. Denise is back, but she's brought reinforcements. She'll sick these cops on you while staying behind and firing. Run to the side to avoid her shots, ward off the cops, and fire at her when you get a clear shot. Just make sure to keep a safe distance, because if she gets too close, then she shows off her 9th degree black belt in judo with a badass Sayanagi, dealing you a good chunk of damage. There are apples in the trees you can use for health upgrades if you're out of E-bottles, or you just want to save them. After taking Denise out, you'll steal the gold out of the bank's vault, and Denise will sulk about her failures, and Tron tells her to keep her chin up, even though she also told her to get another job, and flies away with the money. On the third and final level of the mission, the servbots actually bring you pretty close to the bank this time around. I guess the third time's a charm. The problem is, the cops took out the bridge leading you to the bank, so you have to take the scenic route. You've got some police getting all up in your shit to start. Take them out and raid the houses nearby. Go around to the opposite side of the bridge. Use the servbots to hold the fort on the armored cars on your way across. You also get some cops on motorcycle copters. Stay on the move as you shoot them all down on your way to the bridge, and Denise shows up again for one last try. She's in this machine and will charge at you with strikes when she's fairly close, and then toss these created explosives. Run to the side to evade her charges, and put some distance between you and her to incite her explosive attacks. Because if you shoot these crates just as they're leaving her hands, they'll explode right in her face, doing damage, while shooting at her normally will usually lead to her blocking your attacks. After taking Denise out, she's so upset about always coming up short that Tron actually feels bad for her at this point. But not bad enough to leave the money behind. I mean, she's got to save her brothers, come on. So she takes off with her riches, and that completes the first mission. At this point, if you have over 100,000 Zenny, you can buy the armor upgrade in the lab. I know I minimized leveling up the servebots earlier, but the weapons and armor are quite important. Tron's room should be unlocked now too, where you can send your favorite servbot to the casino. And I mean your favorite servbot has to be selected. After talking to number 9 in the gym, you collect the redhead parts, which lets you assign a servbot as your favorite. Once you have a favorite servbot awarded, you can gamble. Literally. If you talk to servbot number 17 in Tron's room, your favorite yellow Lego man will take a trip to the casino where you can play bingo or high and low. Similar to the trainings, this is a neat little time killer that adds some variety, and it can raise or drop your cash on hand total. The favorite servbot title also gives him bumps in his attributes, and he'll specifically play a major role later on, but it's not a deal breaker at all if you assign this to some rando servbot, so don't overthink this. So mission 2 is the puzzle game where you have to steal cargo, and it doesn't matter what your status is with servbots or the goose staff. It's pretty much the same game the whole time, so that's why I said it makes sense to do this one first in terms of leveling up. There are 4 crates to collect per stage, plus 1 optional bonus crate, and there's nobody guarding this shit, so the only thing you have to deal with is running out of power in the goose staff. Because of its limitations, you can only lift 8 total crates in one sitting, and you can't carry any of the item containers more than 10 squares. The place is laid out like a grid. The wooden crates will count as a lift, but you can take them as many steps as you want. And the steel crates can't be carried any steps, but you can lift them and turn in place, then drop them somewhere else. If you ever get stuck, you can restart the round at any time, and it doesn't cost you a life or anything. So there are 3 levels in this mission, and in each level you complete 3 rounds. In this first level, you're picking up beef, which are in the green crates. Those are the ones you need to collect in order to complete the round, whereas the pink ones are crabs, which are the bonus crates for extra money. Now, I actually had to look up a walkthrough for this one in order to collect all the bonus ones on top of the regular item containers. I normally just pick up the item containers, and if I can get the bonus one, great, but if not, fuck it. It's up to you if you want to do it like this, but here is the means to do it like that. In round 1, grab this container and bring it back to the ship, then take this wooden crate back over here into the water to form a bridge. Then go back to get this beef crate, then over the bridge you just made for this beef crate, then back over the bridge for the crab, and then back up here for the last beef crate. In all of these container levels, you want to get the bonus crates before you get the last of the green crates, because it automatically ends the round, even if you still have lifts on your counter. So keep that in mind when you're down to the last item container. You get the option to continue the round or redo it if you missed the bonus crate, or maybe you felt like there was more to collect. Because, oh yeah, you can also use beacon bombs to send the servbots into the buildings for some extra money. Plus the water will provide fish or scallops and shit, which you can turn around and sell back home. Anyway, on to the next round. Grab the beef crate here, then move this steel crate out of your way, then back for a beef crate, then make a bridge with the steel crate, then go down here for another beef, then come back up for the crab, and then back down here for the last beef crate. Last round of the level, grab the beef crate up here, move this steel crate out of your way, then get this beef, move the steel one out of your way, then take this wooden crate over here to make a bridge. Cross it over to get the crab, and then go back for the last 2 beefs, and you've cleared the level. Remember, there are 3 levels in this mission, so there's 2 more to go. In level 2, you're now stealing crates of flour in the green crates, while the pink bonus crates contain coffee. In round 4, yeah, even though it's a new level, we're moving through sequentially when it comes to the rounds. Anyway, hop over here and move this steel container over and grab the flour up here. Bring this wooden container around here into the water and then back over for a flour crate. Then back around for this wooden crate to make a bridge in the water. Then grab the flour here, over the bridge for the coffee, and then again for the last flour. Now round 5. Head over here and move the steel crate into the water. Grab the wooden crate and bring it over here into the water. Head over here and move this wooden crate into the water to create a full bridge. Grab the coffee crate next, then back for the flour crate here. Then use the bridge to get the 3 remaining flour crates. In the 6th and final round of this level, grab the flour crate right away. Hop up to get to the flour over here. Bring this wooden crate into the water. Move the steel one out of the way, then grab the coffee and the 2 flour crates that are right next to it, and then the last flour container over the bridge, and you're done with level 2. Only one more for this mission. Here you're scooping up TV containers in the green crates and general electronics in the pink crates. So now it's round 7, and you've got conveyor belts getting all up in your business, which not only moves you, but also moves the containers that you drop onto them. But as we'll see, you can actually use them to move crates closer without having to worry about running out of lifts. Grab the first TV container here, and then take this one and ride the conveyor belt to minimize your steps and bring it back. Then swing around here to get the wooden crate you can bring to the water here, and then go back and move that steel crate, grab the electronics, and ride the belt to give you a head start on your way back. Go back and grab the steel one to form a bridge in the water, and cross said bridge to get the last 2 TV crates. In round 8, hop over here and grab this steel crate and move it here. Grab the TV crate, head over here to the steel crate and drop it in the water. Use the bridge to get this TV crate over, move this steel crate out of your way, grab the electronic container, and then the last 2 TV containers nearby, use the conveyor belt on the last one to get back with enough steps. 9th and final round of the mission, head down here for a TV crate, hop onto this conveyor belt and grab the steel crate and drop it off here. Go back here and move this wooden crate over here, hop over here, grab the steel container and drop it over here after the conveyor belt takes you over. Go down here for the TV crate, head over here for the electronics crate, and then take it down this way to bring it back. Go back again for the TV crate, and then get the last TV crate over here to finish off the mission. So the objective of Mission 3 is to find the Aurora stones, and you'll be piloting the Finkel drone thing throughout. Follow the linear path until you run into this digger named Dance. Tron is skeptical of him because he seems like a real dumbass, but she decides to let him accompany you on the mission anyway. Continue down the path and you'll come across a cave-in which you can't drill through yet. This will come into play in another round. Instead, continue down the path and head this way for a treasure box, which unfortunately is empty. Someone else got here first, but you'll find more of these chests as you go along. Head back and go the opposite way and you'll get some falling rocks from the ceiling. Use the beacon bomb to hit this switch and disarm the trap. These switches are a recurring theme as well. If your timing fails, don't worry about it. These servebots have infinite health, but the Finkel doesn't, so don't get too close. Head down here and send the servebots into the hole in the wall for 800 zeni, which is worth basically $8. But the servebots hilariously think this makes them rich. Head back, go through this door, and you'll see a random barrel which you can extract the money by smashing it, and the servebots will pick it all up. Continue along and you'll reach another trap, this one with fire. Hitting the switch is the same deal as before, but this time it's off to the side, so you have to angle it correctly. It's kind of awkward, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You'll then get to an intersection. Head down this way for a key card, which you can then bring over here to a treasure box with an energy bottle inside. Then go back and head this way where you'll meet another digger named Maud, who isn't the warmest of people. Continue on and you'll hit up another intersection. Head down this way and you'll hit up another trap with falling rocks. This time you have to proceed yourself. Cut through when there's an opening, and once you're close enough to hit the switch, fire the beacon bomb. Continue on, grab the card key here, and go back and head this way where you'll find a room key. Tuck this one away for later. Go back to this intersection, head this way, go into this room for some more money in a barrel, And if you use the beacon bomb to inspect the writing on the wall, you'll read off some digging tips from the legendary Uncle Dig, who mentions there's another treasure down here besides the Aurora stones called the Elixir of Youth, which you'll need 3 different crystals for, including a blue one, which you'll pick up right here. Now head this way and you'll encounter some Reaver bots. Use the beacon bombs to sick the servebots on them and keep yourself distant from them. Although you can dish out some damage by ramming them, you also risk getting hurt. Head down this way and you'll get the most nauseating trap of all time, where the screen shakes and you have to time the beacon bomb to hit the switch when you're in place. If you can manage to get through this without contracting vertigo, you'll get to a door and meet up with this chick Pearl that's also looking for the Aurora stones. You can use the room key on the door and you'll encounter the boss, and holy shit, it's the same Reaver bot from Mega Man Legends. He doesn't just run up and mash you though, he actually shoots freaking laser beams that are attached to his head. There are 4 switches that will trigger some temporary fire. Run around and lure him onto the switches to light him up, and quickly run to keep your distance and avoid the lasers. You can also use servebots to attack him directly, or you can trigger the traps to go off yourself by hitting the switches when he gets near the area. No matter what way you slice it, make sure that you stay at a safe distance from him. After dealing enough damage, you'll take him down and get the first Aurora stone. At the start of level 2, you'll get the servbot borer that Tron just built to drill through the wall you couldn't get through earlier. So head down to the cave-in and use the beacon bomb to drill through. Head in this room and you'll use the beacon bomb to search the jar, which will unleash a snake. But so long as you're safely away from it, the servbots will collect the Zenny without you having to worry about anything. Move on to the intersection, head down this way, drill through this wall for a treasure chest of 2,000 Zenny. Head around the corner for some more snake charming and a card key. Go back this way and you'll meet this kid named Zag who suggests drilling through the wall, so go ahead and do that. You'll run into a Reaver bot, send the servbots at him, drill through here, and open up the treasure chest where you'll find the Lithium. Give this to number 30 later on to develop E-tanks, which increase your maximum health. Head over here to do some more drilling, and you'll meet up with Zag's brother Zig. I see what they did there. He suggests drilling through this wall, but there's nothing but Reaver bots in here, so that was pointless. Go this way instead, and down this way you'll find some Zenny in the hole in the wall. Continue on, drill through this wall for a card key, and go back to around where Zig was and drill through this wall for a treasure chest which you can unlock for an E-bottle. Head down this way, drill through the wall, and you'll come across the Aurora fountain, which will recharge your health by entering it, which can save you an E-bottle or 2. Then you'll deal with these obnoxious fucking birds, send the servbots after them to wipe them out. Head this way, drill through the wall, and you'll meet Roxette, who gives you a gate key in exchange for you freeing her. Go back this way, go into this room for some more snake jars, and the writing on the wall for another Uncle Dig tip that just reiterates collecting the 3 crystals to get the Elixir of Youth, and you'll get a green crystal in the process. Now go back this way, use the gate key on this door in here, and head down this way for 3,000 Zenny and a card key. Go back this way, and in here you'll meet Tuttle, who just kind of speaks in riddles about the lake being a trap and attacks the air for no reason. Never mind this prick, just keep moving on this way, and you'll run into the Zigzag twins, who have the keys for all these locked doors, but they love to quiz people for some reason. So they run a litany of trivia questions based on your experiences on the mission so far. The more you answer correctly, the more doors they'll open, but if you get one wrong, you have to start the same fucking questionnaire from the beginning. The answers are B, C, A, B, A, B, C, C, A, B. They'll open up all the doors, which contain an Aurora fountain, a locked door, a super drill after some Reaver bots, and a switch that makes a noise from the lake area. So go back there, and you'll be able to send the servbots across the way to the treasure chest for the room key. Now go back to the locked door, and you'll be able to unlock it and hit up the boss, a whole slew of these Reaver bots. They're slow and don't fire anything, they just kind of lumber around, but they don't take any damage. That's because they're all decoys. This purple one is the real target. He just runs away and tries to hide. Only bother with the green ones if they're getting close and you need to slow them down. Otherwise, get away from them and hunt down the purple guy with beacon bombs. After finishing it off, you'll get another Aurora stone, 2 down, 1 to go. At level 3, head this way to meet back up with Maud, who is digging. Bump the barrel here for some Zenny, and move on ahead to meet up with Uncle Dig himself, who just encourages you to keep finding the crystals. Then up on ahead, you'll meet back with Dance and Pearl. What is this, a series finale where they gratuitously round up every character they can? Head down this way, watch out for the falling spikes, send the servebots into the gap for a good chunk of Zenny, and drill through the wall. Head this way for a card key, this way for a snake jar for some more money, and then this way for a switch. And now you can access the area Dance and Pearl were stumped on earlier. You'll run into some more birds, wipe them out, then proceed ahead for a snake jar for some Zenny, and grab an e-bottle from the treasure chest. Go back here and head this way to meet Russell. Drill through the wall next to him and you'll meet up with Uncle Dig again, who tells you the crystals are nearby. Keep moving on and you'll find an Aurora fountain over here, and this way you'll reach a wall you can drill through, and you'll meet Roxette, who is stuck at this locked door. Send the servebots to open it up, kill some Reaver bots, and you'll get to a chest you can unlock with the card key for an e-bottle. Go back and continue down the path for a wall you can drill through, which will lead to a hole in the wall you can get 20,000 Zenny. Then up ahead is a spiked ball trap. Send the servebots through to hit the switch, drill through the wall back here, which leads to a snake jar and a card key. Keep moving on, and you'll run into Russell again, who is too heavy to ride the zip line. Thankfully, the servebots aren't, so send one across to hit the switch and raise the bridge, although Pearl runs off with the gate key. Cross the bridge anyway and get some Zenny from the barrel. Go back this way to the locked gate, and Pearl uses her newly acquired key to open it up. Head this way, grab the card key, continue on this way to find a guy that's been dead in here for years. Get some Zenny from the snake jar, and then read the writing on the wall from Uncle Dig saying you need the 3 crystals to make the elixir. He doesn't know how, but you do get the pink crystal, finalizing the 3 that you need. Smash the bag for some Zenny, head back this way, and you'll run into Maud again, who points you in the direction of a wall to drill through, which you can't yet. Instead, drill through the wall on the other side, kill the Reaver bots, and take the hyper drill from the chest up ahead, and now you can drill through the harder walls. Go back and drill through the wall that was blocked off earlier for an Aurora fountain. Go back and continue down this way, drill through the wall, and you'll reach the Elixir of Youth. The servbots use the crystals to turn the fountain into a different color, and against Tron's wishes, they drink it anyway, and it turns out this mysterious legendary concoction was root beer. And then Uncle Dig fades off in the next dimension, and he's been dead this whole time and confined to this cave in spirit form until he figured out the deal with the elixir. Weird stuff. Go back here and send the servbots to push the wheel to open the door, drill through another wall, and you'll run into Dance, who's doing a dance. It's not exactly time to be doing one, because he's all distraught because Pearl's been captured by Loth's bird army. You're given a choice to help. Say yes, head this way, take out the birds, and Dance helps out with a final kick at the end, and you'll rescue Pearl, and she gives you a room key. Go back here, and you'll run into Russell, who gives some props to Dance, and then you'll find Tuttle, who attempts to cross this trap of spiked balls and fire, but fails miserably. First, use the servbots to hit the switch to shut down the spiked ball, and there's a barrel with some Zenny before you get to the flames. Carefully creep up so you can reach this switch to shut down the flames, and right after that is a door you'll unlock with the room key to the boss, this massive Reaver bot. It'll sit in one spot firing off bombs in all directions. Stay back, fire a beacon bomb to send the servbots after it, then retreat because it's gonna spin and roam around the room. Keep away from it and ready yourself, because when it stops, it does a charge move. Run off to the side and go back to hitting it with servbots. After taking it out, you'll get the 3rd and final Aurora Stone, and the mission is completed. So now's about as good of a time as any to bring up the torture room. At random points in the game, a servbot's sloth level will increase, and they are basically extremely lazy at that point. So you have to bring them into the torture room and fucking torture them. This is brutal. These poor little servbots. I mean, it's kind of crazy that you're lighting them on fire, driving spikes up their ass, and dropping a 10-ton weight on top of them. Basically, the servbot will run around a track, and you have to trigger one of the 3 traps that I just mentioned by pressing their corresponding buttons at the right time as they cross it. And after draining enough of its health within the allotted time, they will have learned their lesson. Otherwise, you have to start all over again, and their sloth level will remain. Again, I'm not sure what the target demographic of this game really was. Now on to Mission 4, the Nakkai Ruins. This is where Teasel left off trying to get to Diana's tier. You control the goose staff, and it plays out like Mission 1 and the intro stage, and it feels as close to Mega Man Legends as any other part of the game, with the underground digging environment in particular. Head inside and kill the 3 Reaver bots. They just wander around and not fire anything. In the next room, head straight, take out another of these guys, and grab some money from the hole in the wall. In the next room is another one of these guys. Take him out and get the brain cube out of the treasure chest. This lets you manually upgrade servebots' brain level, which will increase their chances of finding something on a scouting mission. Now go back where you came from and down the hallway you passed earlier. There's some Zenny in the wall back here, and a crack in the wall that you can't bust through just yet, at least until you get the bazooka. Instead, head down this corridor, follow the linear path until you get to some doors. In the first one, there's a chest of fireworks being guarded by a snake-like Reaver bot that spits plasma balls before digging under the ground. These fireworks you'll want to give to 32 later to build the Gatling gun, which you'll need to develop by getting his brain level up to 4 first. So, the brain cube might come in handy there. Run to the side and auto-aim attack as you're running, and watch for the dust kicking up to see where it'll pop up and get some cheap shots in as it surfaces. The second door has another brain cube, and the third one has some Reaver bots and some money in the wall when you're done disposing of them. Continue down the path and you'll enter a room with 3 of these snake fuckers. You can continue the whole run to the side deal, but you run the risk of running into one of the other 2 assholes that dig around in here. If you have some heavier firepower, however, you can take these guys head on, because you'll be able to blast through this shit no problem and hit them in the process. After taking them out, hit up the next door and follow the linear path until you reach this fucker. He just sits in one spot, sending his children after you. Simply stay back, shoot it from a distance, and wipe out the little guys when they come towards you, and go back to killing Mama when the coast is clear. It may be a little tedious, but it's pretty easy. Then you'll get a pipe, and now you can get the bazooka, as long as you have the 300,000 it costs to build. But give the pipe to 31, spend the dough, and it's yours. Equip it and never take it off. Then come back to the wall you couldn't do anything with and blast it to shit. Bang a right to find the hole in the wall for some Zenny, another couple of holes in the wall up ahead for some more cash. Head in this direction where you'll find a brain cube, and head this way. Shake the tree for some apples, kill these Reaver bots, and keep going until you hit up this door for a fountain. Send the servebots to pick up some money. I guess it's a wishing well or something. Go this way and you'll find a chest with an old instrument. Now go back to where you came and up this way where you'll deal with some more Reaver bots and hit up a chest with a memento. Keep going and you'll run into another one of these buggers that sends its children after you. Deal with it the same way as before. Keep moving on and you'll reach the boss of the ruins, this massive Reaver bot that has several attacks. It'll either send a handful of bubbles that are pretty easily disposed of, these flying eyeball things that are slow but explosive, so you don't want them to get too close to you before shooting them. And then these balls of energy that he'll alternate from each of his arms, so be ready to get away from these when they come. You'll only be able to deal damage when it opens its mouth. It's like the robot version of King Hippo or something. Send the servbots to clog up its nose, which makes it open its mouth. I think it needs to sneeze or something. I'll bet whoever engineered this is regretting this programming decision. After taking it out, you'll get Diana's tier, and the mission is over. Although, like I mentioned earlier, you can continue to come back here and farm up on Zenny if you like. Now, you may or may not have already had this happen before now, but by this point, you've certainly reached 1,000,000 Zenny. I mean, the Diana's tier is 1,000,000 by itself. You'll get a cutscene where Tron tries to pay back Loath, but he's charging you 200% interest. What a sleazy fuck. Whoever thought a billionaire would be so goddamn greedy? So it's back to the missions, but now missions 5 and 6 open up. And like I said, this cutscene could happen before you finish half of the earlier missions. It all depends on how much Zenny you've collected. Now on to Mission 5, where your objective is to sneak on one of Loath's farms and steal his pigs, cows, and horses. What a shrewd move by Tron to steal from the guy she owes money to pay him back. In the first level, we're procuring pigs. Or rather, using the goose staff to tell the servebots to procure the pigs and put them in the truck while you ward off enemies and such. You've got a counter to keep track. You need to collect 6 pigs in total. This first section is easy as pie because there are no enemies or hazards. Just raid the buildings for milk, shake the trees for apples, and grab the pigs. Tron will let you know that the place is free of pigs and suggest to move on to the next area. Head through this gate and you've got 3 more pigs to catch here. And now you actually have to contend with some enemies, namely these bird dicks. Pretty basic stuff. Send the servebots at the pigs and shoot down the birds, prioritizing the ones that are closest to the target pig. Just try not to shoot the servebots or they'll drop the pig, and keep in mind that the truck has its own health meter on top of the goose staff, so don't let it absorb any punishment either. After getting the last pig, you'll get a boss battle with this flying machine. It's very basic, just kind of flies around and shoots, so dodge its firepower and shoot back. The second level is collecting cows. The first section doesn't have any cows, but there are some pigs and you can raid the houses for milk. It's the same shit as last time. Then the next section is where the cows come in. There are 2 here. Dealing with the cows is basically a repeat of the pigs, except now you've got these douche nozzles that charge at you when you hop on a cow, so be ready to shoot them down to protect them. After you clear this area, you have to enter this gate and pick up the other 4 cows. Here you'll deal with the farm worker that gets all pissed off just cause you're robbing him. What a prick. He'll swing his pitchfork at you to disrupt your cow maneuvering and dish out damage to your health meter. Shoot him to knock him out momentarily, but he always gets back up eventually. Farm folk are always tough. After grabbing the last cow, you'll get a boss battle with this Reaver bot who is easy as fuck. Just stand back and blast him and you're done with level 2. The third level has you rounding up horses. They're a bit more difficult to get a hold of because they all get spooked when you beacon bomb them and they run around like lunatics. It's the same map routine. You'll start here and make your way to the next 2 areas, except you'll go this way for the final 2 cows. And then you'll get a boss battle with a combination of the first 2 bosses. It's just the same 2 guys at the same time. After taking them down, you're done with the mission. Mission 6 is another batch of container puzzles. It's basically a continuation of the previous container puzzles. You're still picking up 4 green crates with 1 pink bonus, etc., etc. But this time you need more help from the servebots because you're gonna need them to operate heavy machinery to get some of these crates. Like I said, the objective is exactly the same, but the puzzles are more complicated. In the first level, you have a servbot riding a forklift who has no limitations on how many spaces he can travel, but he can't lift any of the wooden or steel crates, just the ones that you're bringing back to the ship. So your role in this is to clear a path and use the beacon bomb on the crate to signal the servbot to go get it. If he can't reach, he won't even try. Also, you've got to beacon bomb the forklift first to send him in to drive it, because you'll end up having to switch the machine you want piloting. Anyway, just like last time, it's 3 levels with 3 rounds each, so 9 more puzzles total. First level has apples in the main green crates, and melons in the pink bonus crates. To start round 1, put the servbot in the forklift, then move the steel crate into the water. Head over here and move this steel crate into the water. Head over here and move this steel one into the water over here. And then move this wooden one down here. Then move this steel one over here. And now you can beacon bomb all the containers into the ship. In round 2, go down here and move this steel crate out of the way. Then move this one over too. Then up here to move this steel one over, and then the same for this steel crate. Then take this wooden crate over here into the water, then forklift the melons, then lift the steel crate, and while holding it up, call for the servbot to pick up these apple crates. Drop the crate in your hand, move this wooden one over here to form a bridge, and send the forklift for the last 2 containers. In round 3, move the steel crate over here, then this one over here, this one like so, and this one over here. Carry this wooden crate over here, but before dropping it, send these 2 apple crates via forklift back to the ship. Head over here to forklift the melon crate, bring the wooden crate over here, and send the forklift on the rest of the apple crates, and you're done with the level. On level 2, you've got a new toy to play with, a crane, which you can use to maneuver crates to a fixed spot on any of the 4 directions. Pearls are in the green crates, and gold is in the bonus crates. Pick up the pearl crates and bring it back to the ship, and then use the crane up here to move this steel crate into the water. Pick up this pearl crate and then bring it to the ship. Move this steel crate down here. Now use the crane to move that crate over here. Bring the gold container to the ship, and then the same for this pearl crate. Then use the crane to move this steel crate out of the way. Then crane this pearl crate down here, and then bring it back to the ship. In round 5, bring the wood crate to the water here, then use the crane to move this steel crate into the water, then switch to this other crane to move the steel crate down here, then pick it up and drop it into the water. Bring this pearl crate back to the ship, move this wooden crate over, bring this gold crate to the ship, then do the same with this pearl crate. Use the crane to move this pearl crate, and then bring it back to the ship along with the last pearl crate on the deck. In the 6th round, bring the gold crate to the ship, bring these wooden crates into the water to form a bridge, bring the pearl crate to the ship, move the steel crate to the water, use the crane to move this pearl one onto the conveyor belt, and then carry it to the ship. Use the crane to move the steel crate into the water, bring the pearls back to the ship, bring the wooden crate over here into the water, use the crane to move this wooden crate, lift the wooden container to form a bridge, and then grab the last pearls and use the conveyor belt to save yourself some steps and bring it back to the ship to finish the level. One more level, 3 more rounds of container puzzles. This level has a mix of forklifts, cranes, conveyor belts, and all that shit. And you're picking up cows in the main containers with goats in the bonus containers. What is it with stealing cows in this game? In round 7, grab the wooden crate and bring it over here, then use the crane to move it over here, grab the steel crate and move it, then hop up here and move the steel container into the water, move the servbot into the forklift to send the cow to the ship, move the steel container over here and forklift this cow crate. Then head over here and pick up the steel crate, and before dropping it, use the beacon bomb to forklift the nearby cows and goat crates. Drop off the steel container, pop over and pick up the same container, moving it over here, and then forklift the last cow crate to finish the round. In round 8, grab the cow crate and load it up, use the crane to move this wooden one over here, and then use the other crane to move this wooden container over here. Move the steel crate into the water, move the wooden one over here, and grab the goats. Head up here for the cow crate and use this crane to move this wooden one over, then go lift it and move it down here, and then bring this wooden container down here too to form a bridge and grab the last cow crate. One more round and we're done with container puzzles forever. First, grab the steel crate and move it over here. Use this crane to move the steel container into the water, and now you've got a bridge to bring this cow crate back. Use this crane to move the steel crate into the water, then move the steel crate over here, and then grab the cow crate down here to bring it back. Head all the way up here and drop the steel crate into the water, grab the cow crate and bring it back to the boat. Head over here to get the cow crate, use the crane to move the steel container, and then grab the last cow crate back here, and you're done. And that's it for both Mission 6 and the puzzle stages. I hope it wasn't too painful to watch and hear every single one of these movements. Now at this point you really should have the money to pay off Loathe, but remember you can go back to the ruins of Mission 4 to farm up if you need to or want to build up weaponry or servebots or whatever. On the other hand, you could reach this scene without even finishing every mission. The goal is to get the money after all. Once you've got your weapons and e-bottles stocked up where you want them, go to the payback option and you'll get a cutscene of Loathe once again being a complete dickhead and charges you even more interest. But this time he kidnaps Tron to put her to work, just like Teasel, who you'll run into while imprisoned. She sends word to the Gesellschaft that she needs rescue, and your favorite servbot will take over as commander. If you haven't assigned one, you'll have to right here. Head down the path, blast away these enemies, and you'll come across these prison cells. You'll blast the doors open and search, finding empty rooms. Or at least until you reach this door where Tron and Teasel are held captive. It doesn't take long, and it's not a maze at all. Now the whole family's back together again and ready to take down Loathe. Continue down the path where you were headed originally, take out a few enemies until you reach Glide, who talks some trash and hops in this machine. When in close range, he'll do a charge attack, or do this jump attack that will knock you on your ass if you're too close, so be ready to evade and jump. He does fire lasers when at a distance, but there is a gap you can stand in and fire at him. So push yourself in that spot and fire back, and get the hell away from him if he's trying to get closer to you. After dealing enough damage, you'll get a cutscene where Glide is about to take on a new form, but Bonne sneaks up on his ass and crushes him. Loth shows up with this mega machine, the Colossus. They exchange gunfire, and Tron and Teasel are incapacitated, so now the favorite servbot has to man up and finish the job. The first objective is to pull out all these energy pylons that power up the ship. There are 8 down on the floor level along with these Reaverbots. Shoot them on your way around, and after you've ripped them all out, head up the stairs to the upper deck, and now you've got 4 more of them around the corners, plus another 4 on the machine itself. Just be ready to dodge his spitballs of energy. The ones on the ground you can pick up just like the last batch, but the ones up top you can't reach, so send the servbots after them. The trick is to get around the line of fire enough to see it and send the beacon bomb, so stay fleet of foot and watch out for the shit in front of you at the same time. Once you clear them all out, there's one last form. It wouldn't be a Mega Man franchise game without it. Basically, the head of the Colossus will rotate and spit out these energy balls, starting with the basic green ones. Run around in a circle to keep out of its attack range and get a few shots in before running again. Then after you get a good chunk of his health meter out, which takes a while by the way because the meter actually extends beyond the fucking screen, it'll move on to a quicker blue laser and add a ground smash into its repertoire. So jump when you see it about to do this and continue the hit and run method. Then when he gets low on health, he'll get really pissed and start spitting out a spread shot of purple plasma balls. Maneuver your way between the attacks and quickly fire back. When you finish it off, you'll get a massive gold refractor. Loth and Glide bail out into the ocean and are about to drown, but Tron decides to spare them, but ends up delivering them to Officer Denise, who is just freaking out about getting fired, but since Loth and Glide were apparently wanted men, her supervisor praises her for capturing them, although she still threatens Denise to fill out a report within a day or be fired. What a bitch. The credits roll and you get a bonus scene of Tron congratulating the servbot who saved the day, only to find out he shit-canned everything that was in the storage room, including the gold refractor. What a dope. That'll do it for this game, but the series would continue with Mega Man Legends 2, but we'll get to that one another time. And that wraps up this edition of Aqualung's Game Reviews. See you next time.